All right, everybody, got something exciting for you today. I'm only doing this video predominantly because I want to make sure that when I open this thing, everything is intact, because this is an item I purchased from somebody else. It's not new per se, but it's something that somebody had in their possession, and I'm going to unbox it. So it's like technically not right out of the box, but it's close enough. So I'm going to start opening this thing. In the meantime, I'm going to give you a little preamble as to what this thing is. So if you follow me recently, you know that we opened up a box that was basically consistent of a prototype of a NubyTech wireless controller that was intended for the PS2 that was never released. These prototypes were made exclusively for trade shows and only saw the light of day once, which was at E3 back in 2004, if memory serves. I don't know. But they never got released. They were never mass produced. There are only quantities of one of each of these character designs in existence. And I am the owner of the Sagat one. Now, at most, there might be two of each character, but that is not confirmed. I am unable to verify. So conservatively, we'll just say maybe there's two of each, but for practical purposes, I think I own the only one. Now, recently, though, I found two more, and these are different characters. So let's open these up. We'll do one at a time here so as not to spoil the surprise. I'm going to be very careful as I try to finagle these out of their box. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is kind of precarious. There we go. Usually I'm a little more gentle, but I'm excited. I want to see what's in here. All right, so we'll put this aside. The seller graciously wrapped these really well. I've dealt with them before, and yeah, they helped me obtain my Sagat one. They were crucial in my finding that one, so I'm forever grateful for that. All right, so wow, oh God, this is pristine. Okay, my God. All right, so here we go, guys. So check this out. All right, so that is amazing, amazing condition. Like, you don't understand. This thing's like flawless. A little bit of scuffing on the front plate. That's not a big deal though. Okay, so let's get into this. All right, so if you can read that there, it says Cammy. And embossed in the black leather up top here says Street Fighter wireless controller underneath. And I'm going to flip this around so you can see there is a label on the back. Kind of tells you a little bit about the character. Of course, this is Cammy from Street Fighter. Some vital stats. It does have like a placeholder barcode there. Has the new NubyTech logo. It is officially licensed by Capcom, Udon, Street Fighter. All the above. So right down here, if you can see, there's a little rectangle where these would be numbered in quantity. They were going to be limited edition anyway, even if they did get released. And this is where you would have seen, you know, like 1 of 500 or whatever. I don't know how many they had planned, but that's where that would be, a serial number. So on the front, you can see it's got the Capcom metal engraving there on that plate. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's see what we got in here. Wow. That is awesome. So this is basically untouched. You have right here, it's like an art book / comic book that was exclusive to this release. You see Cammy on the front. This looks like it's never been opened, unless it was rewrapped. But this looks sealed to me. I'm not going to mess with it right now. But you can see here it has Cammy, Street Fighter wireless controller in there. We do have this lenticular overlay here, which is in remarkably decent shape. It's barely scuffed or anything. That looks good. I'm just going to put that aside. You know what? I'm going to place it back here because I don't want the static to like grab dirt off the ground. You have batteries here that have the Street Fighter logo. These are 2 AAA batteries that would go right here. That's so cool. I wonder if they still work. I'm ready to like test them. I'm not going to test them. Here we have the wireless receiver. And just like my Sagat one, you can see here that the label is slightly peeling off. The adhesive right there on that label is kind of peeling a little bit. The one on the back, that's just, again, it has like FCC information here, but it's just placeholder text. It's nothing that was official. This is still a prototype. So the connect button right there on the front, you would create the wireless connection to the controller, obviously. And then we have the controller itself, which I gotta say is in pretty solid condition. It does have a silica gel pack stuck to the back. Take that off. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's anything major. You can see here, see it's picking up a little bit of dirt from the, or not dirt, but you know, like lint from the inside of the case itself. It's like that, I don't know what you would call it, like velour or whatever, like velvet. I don't know, but it's just in here, just kind of laid in here. That's a softer material. And you can see here on the front, you've got that little lenticular animation. I don't know if that's going to present well on the camera, but you can see I think she's doing the cannon spike, I think that's the move. It's kind of hard to see. It's only like 2 or 3 frames of animation, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, you've got the this is cool. So she has like the tiger stripe design like on her legs, you know, like it's like supposed to be like scars or whatever, and it's like right down the side of the controller itself, which looks really cool. Controller itself feels pretty good. I would actually use this controller. It's not bad at all. On the PS2 wireless, yeah, I could see myself using it. It's got a nice little floaty D-pad. It's not too stiff. You know, it's multi-directional. It's probably got 8-direction switch plate under there. On-off switch down here. It's 3 positions. I wonder if one position is just... I wonder what the one position is. It's got 3 positions, so it may not just be on-off. Maybe it's for something else. I don't know. I think that the select and start buttons are backlit. They're slightly translucent. You can kind of see, so maybe like when you put the batteries in and everything, you fire it up. Maybe that switch like creates like a lighting effect. One's on, one's like for lighting on, and one's for lighting off. I'm not even sure. I'll probably mess with that later. So yeah, this is really cool. And then you have right here, it's like a dog tag. I want to be careful as I'm picking this up, but you can see again just a little bit of tarnish, but it's like basically brand new. I mean, it's never been taken out of there. That's as new as it's gonna get. So really cool stuff, really cool stuff. So that's Cammy, and again, it's never mass produced. You couldn't buy them in stores, you couldn't order them online. It was just something that never became commercially available. What ended up happening was NubyTech went out of business before they went to mass production on these. But you remember back in the day, they did make the wired version of these, and they had, it was like Ken, I think they had maybe Blanca, I forget the character. I never owned any of the wired ones, but they are out there. You can find them. They also made that that controller for Resident Evil that looked like a chainsaw, which was really cool. I think it was like for Resident Evil 4 or whatever it was. I forget. But yeah, it was for one of those and it looked really cool. So anyway, that's the same company that made that. All right, and let's get down to this other one. Here we have one more. Let's see what it is. Let's see. Again, pretty decent condition. A little scratch there on the top, but nothing major. We got Evil Ryu. Very cool. Very cool. It's basically the same case as the Cammy one. You can see here, you know, you have the nameplate on the front says Capcom. We have, you know, the information on the back here. No serial number, obviously. Again, it's a prototype. But yeah, it tells you all about Evil Ryu, his moveset, and all that kind of stuff. So, pretty cool. All right, let's see. Going to be very careful. Here we go. Oh, that's cool. So this, oh, these little magnet things fell out, but that's okay. These just hold that lenticular, or the Lexam piece in place. Okay. So again, you know, you have like this book up here, which this one looks like somebody opened it. So guess what? Since somebody else opened it, why don't we open it? Let's open it. Let's see. Pull this thing out as gingerly as we can. All right, this is a first. I have not seen this, but you can see like the artwork there is really cool looking. That's Udon artwork. And we're going to be very careful. There's a little bit of warping of the pages, you can see. And just, you know, over time, that happens. Has a collector's nameplate inside there. So the number would go there, and it says of 10,000. 10,000 of these they were planning on making, but they never made any. So this one does not get a number. Oh, receipt. Okay, this tells you about the controller. So that switch on the bottom that we were talking about with the Cammy one, it's power on and vibration switch. So it does have a vibration mode in there, and you can turn it off. So that's pretty cool. That's why that's a 3-position switch. So, oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. All right, it's in English and French. Pretty cool. Got some artwork inside there. Okay, looks like you have a comic. Probably explains the origin of Evil Ryu. I'm guessing that this comic was, this is a miniaturized version of the existing Udon comic of the same, like, Evil Ryu origin. I'm guessing that. I don't know. I'll have to look through here, but it looks like that's what this is. And if I had to guess, it's probably about maybe 60 pages, if that, maybe 40. I don't know, maybe less. I don't know. Not that many. But the artwork looks really cool. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to jump through the comic real quick. This is what I'm looking at here. So, looks like, oh, an advertisement for Wizard World. Sorry, it's probably not, you probably can't see very well, but that's what that is. There's an ad in there for Wizard World. So this was ready to go. This was basically ready for mass production. They just never jumped to that step. We have the advertisement for the 15th anniversary fight stick there, which is really cool. I love that stick. It's awesome. Let's see. What else do we have? All right, round one. Fight. So you have, that looks like Akuma. That's Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken. So a couple minutes ago, how we were talking about the variant of these that came out previously, that they were wired. They made it to shelves. You could buy them, like at whatever it was at the time, EB Games, whatever it was, Funko Land, whatever, retail stores. They did get these. They had the wired version. This was the second generation, which was the wireless version. So, of course, again, not to, you know, beat a dead horse, but yeah, they never made it. Never made it to store shelves. So, pretty neat though. I love that. I love the artwork on that. It's really cool. It's got that holographic sort of design to it. It's really neat. So yeah, somebody opened this one, which I can't blame them. And you know what? Gives us an excuse to look at it too, which is pretty cool. Okay, so next on the docket, let's remove this plate here. Again, I'm going to set it back here. I don't want it to pick up any dirt. Wow, the dongle on this one is like immaculate. You can see, unlike the Cammy one, the sticker is totally flat. It's keeping its adhesion. It looks good. This thing doesn't look like human hands ever touched it. I'm sure they did, but look, it's in really good shape. We have, somebody took this out of the little slot there, so I figured I'll pick this up and show it to you. So that's the dog tag there on the back that says Evil Ryu. I'm going to hold it a little closer because that's really cool. So it is metal. It says Capcom on the, or I'm sorry, it says Street Fighter on the one side, Evil Ryu on the back. You got some fingerprints there. Look, I know people goof on me because I always wear the gloves with these, but honestly, as soon as you touch a metal part, or a painted plastic part or whatever it may be, you're getting fingerprints on it, and it's not cool for a collector's piece. Is it anal retentive? Absolutely. But it's also a precaution, and you want to keep the value of your things. So, you know, for something like this, as rare as it is, I recommend it. Okay, this is sick. This is amazing looking, and it may not come through on this video as well, but there's like a metal flake in this purple paint that they used. I don't know if you can see that, but it just bounces the light so well. It's really cool looking. I guess they went with the dark purple because of like the psycho power. You know, the you know what I mean? It's got that sort of like motif. It's even on the front here. He 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's got like 4. It's hard to tell sometimes. There's like particular animation on here, but I'll show it to you. So he's like winding up for, you know, projectile attack. It's pretty cool looking. And you know what? One thing I didn't check. I want to look inside the battery compartment. I want to see if they put those batteries in here. Nope, no batteries. Okay. Never store a collectible if it has batteries in it. Take the batteries out. Never store it with the batteries inside. It's a bad idea. Over time, they'll corrode. They'll mess up everything. They're not fun. So, gorgeous controller, though. This thing is amazing. And again, you know, the D-pad is great. The buttons have a nice amount of pushback on them. Yeah, this is a nice gamepad. Yeah, I'm pleased with this. This is pretty cool. I guess this closes. This is, yeah, that's magnetic. That just holds there. That's really cool. Couldn't be happier. This is really cool. This is one of those things, again, where it's like, you know, you have to be in the right place at the right time to find this specific collectible. It's very hard to find, and now, respectfully, it's probably impossible to find. I literally just don't know that anybody else has these. I'm not aware of any other collectors who are, you know, showcasing these. I don't know of anybody who's, you know, coming out and saying, hey, like, I have these, this is what I know about them, this is what. It's nothing like that. This was like a one-shot deal. And the reason why, you know, I'm not, this isn't my humble flex, but this is me just saying, this is what I know about this. These were basically acquired by somebody who was a NubyTech employee as the company was going out of business. As they were shutting their doors, this employee has firsthand knowledge, and they basically said, hey, can I take these? Since we're not going to ever sell them, can I have them? And the marketing team was like, yeah, we don't need them, just take them. So they just removed them from, you know, the headquarters or factory, you know, office, wherever they were. That's how they acquired them. So really cool, very unique. Here's the thing. I don't collect either of these characters. I collect Sagat. That's my dude. But I couldn't pass these up, just given like how, you know, exceptionally rare they were. So I'm going to sit on them, figure out what I want to do. Obviously not going to hook them up and play with them. Apparently they do work. The individual who sold these to me did test at least one of these and said, hey, like, yeah, it works. So I'm like, okay. So that's cool. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to want to, like, you know, test that theory and bust them out and mess with them any further than that. But yeah, this is really cool. I appreciate you taking the time. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, anything like that, any insider information you might have on these that I don't have, you know, put it in the comments or just hit me up, private message me, do what you got to do. But yeah, thanks again. See you later.